Caitlin Clark just dropped a bombshell on the newly formed Unrivaled League. On the first night of the brand new women's 3v3 basketball league Unrivaled, spectators couldn't help but feel that something was missing. The league debuted on Friday night with 2 games between newly chosen teams comprised of WNBA stars, but without superstar Caitlin Clark, and this is hurting the league. Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, and Skylar Diggins-Smith starred in Mist BC's inaugural game against Lunar Owls BC. Game 2 featured the Rose and Vinyl BCs, which included Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, Ariki Ogunbowale, and Alia Boston. Despite all of these stars on the court, one name was noticeably absent: Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever star chose not to participate in the first season of Unrivaled to let her body to rest after a tough schedule that ran practically non-stop from November 2023 to September 2024. Regardless, many of her followers took to social media on the league's premiere night to express how much they missed her. Caitlin Clark would have scored 50 in this format, man, wrote one user on X, formerly Twitter. One Women's Hoops fan posted, "Caitlin Clark would have dusted Unrivaled. My God, it would have been glorious. The fast-paced play is made for her." That user responded with another post stating, "No double teams. Caitlin Clark would have cooked at Unrivaled. The fast-paced play is tailor-made for her. Even without her, it remains quite exciting." Another remark stated, "Caitlin Clark would cook these dorks in 3-on-3. But one user believed that Clark's decision to sit out was smart, saying, "Caitlin Clark made the right choice opting not to play this inaugural Unrivaled season. This is pretty hectic. I think the rest will serve her well." Clark has been making good use of her free time, most recently relaxing at a volleyball game with boyfriend Connor McCaffrey. This rest is helping Clark, but the newly formed league is suffering from it, as viewerships are not great to say the least. TNT Sports reported that Unrivaled, a Winter 3x3 professional league formed by WNBA stars Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, had an average viewership of 313,000 for its first game between Stewart's Mist Basketball Club and Collier's Lunar Owls Basketball Club. The league reported that viewership peaked at 364,000 during its debut game. Unrivaled's second game on Friday between Ryan Howard's Vinyl Basketball Club and Chelsea Gray's Rose Basketball Club drew an average of 311,000 viewers. According to the parties, both were the most watched women's basketball games ever broadcast on TNT Sports. According to Sports Media Watch, the opening games outperformed last year's average WNBA regular season game on television by 50%. Eliminating games featuring Caitlin Clark, who is not in Unrivaled. Collier and Stewart launched the league with the intention that it would become a realistic option for WNBA players abroad off-seasons. Throughout the weekend, participants praised the league's emphasis on player experience. TNT and True TV will broadcast Unrivaled games throughout the season after reaching a 6-year, $100 million deal with Warner Bros. Discovery this fall, while Max will provide streaming. TNT will air games on Friday and Monday nights, while True TV will air games on Saturdays. WBD has also invested in the league. Unrivaled executives highlighted ahead of the opening weekend that TV numbers were just one data point they were looking for in terms of audience involvement. It's not fully indicative of what is the overall fan interest because there are so many ways to consume leagues, teams, and highlights. League president Alex Basil told The Athletic before the league's debut. David Levy, an Unrivaled investor who previously managed Turner Sports and is now co-CEO of Horizon Sports and Entertainment, mentioned other criteria he is considering. How many people follow on social media? What are they doing? How many people are sharing? How much is the fan base interacting with it? How much is merchandise going up? There are going to be so many different metrics that I think are going to play into this, Levy said. In terms of social media reach, Unrivaled reported that its content received 31 million views across all Bleacher Report platforms during its first weekend, and that its content on Bleacher Report's BRW Sports TikTok, formerly known as Highlight Her, received 59% more views than the platform's average TikTok posts this month. League executives told The Athletic that the WBD partnership's broad social media reach was an appealing feature. Unrivaled showcases 36 of the WNBA's top players, including 22 All-Stars in its maiden season. It has vowed to offer the highest average compensation in women's professional sports history. Players earn an average salary of more than $200,000 for the 10-week season, and this year's participants got league equity. When it comes to a new professional sports league with an over-the-air or cable component, sports television executives usually wait to see what the audience figures are around the midway point of the season. That is a true indicator. You normally receive a significant boost for your debut, the numbers drop in week 2, and we eventually find out where the league stands. To me, these viewership figures are neither shocking nor devastating. TNT noting that these are the 2 most watched women's basketball games ever on TNT sports platforms is wonderful for them, but it's a little like being the fastest sprinter in Liechtenstein. TNT doesn't have a long history of women's basketball coverage. The 2022 and 2023 WNBA regular seasons, prior to the Caitlin Clark era, make for a fascinating comparison. In 2022, the WNBA averaged 372,000 viewers across 25 games on Disney networks, representing a 20% increase from 2021. They then increased to an average of 505,000 viewers across ABC, ESPN, and CBS for the 2023 WNBA regular season. To me, if you are Unrivaled, you would like to reach an average of 300,000 viewers or more this year and expand on what has been a positive reception. Then work hard to add Clark for 2026. However, Unrivaled is averaging 204,000 viewers after 6 games on TNT and TRU-TV in its maiden season. That figure is higher than the NWSL's overall regular season average across ESPN, ABC, CBS, and ION in 2024, 175,000 viewers. TNT TrueTV got 227,000 viewers for Vinyl Phantom at 8:25 p.m. ET on Monday night. Competing with the CFP National Championship, and cable news viewership spiked around Inauguration Day. TNT TrueTV's Laces Missed garnered 140,000 viewers beginning approximately 9:45 p.m. Even with the competition, those MLK Day statistics were far higher than what TrueTV garnered on its own on Saturday afternoon with far less competition. Phantom Laces at 2 p.m. received 113,000 viewers, while Lunar Owls Rose drew 89,000, which began at 3:11 p.m. The opening night crowd was roughly double that of the subsequent games. The Saturday TrueTV games will begin later throughout the season. Women currently account for 60% of Unrivaled's audience. In 2024, 39% of WNBA games on cable TV, ESPN, NBA TV did not feature Caitlin Clark. Overall, the new Unrivaled Basketball League debuted with tremendous anticipation, as no fans knew what the product would look like. However, the premiere was warmly welcomed, and the first action provided a captivating viewing experience. However, the real audience statistics were also interesting, and we now know how many people watched the 3-on-3 League premiere. According to TNT, the network that aired the first 2 games, Unrivaled had an average audience of over 300,000 viewers. Viewership peaked at 364,000. That was enough to propel Unrivaled into the top 2 spots for the most watched women's basketball games on TNT Sports, despite the fact that TNT has not traditionally been a hub for women's basketball. Prior to this, the network primarily carried collegiate games, with the previous high being a game between LSU and Colorado in 2023, according to Sports Media Watch. The first Friday night showdown was especially fierce and fast-paced, adding to the already high level of interest in the league's inaugural game. The fourth quarter, which had a set score rather than a time limit, saw a comeback and game-winning 3-pointer by the Lunar Owls. Perhaps the most appropriate analogy for Unrivaled is the first season of the WNBA, which aired on ION. Both attempted to schedule appointments for viewing on Friday nights. During the 2023 season, its first as a WNBA partner, ION had an average of 288,000 viewers. That figure increased to 670,000 average viewers in 2024 when Clark joined the league. A certain situation is not thought to be out of the ordinary for the newly formed Unrivaled League if they were to sign Caitlin Clark for 2026. But will they? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.